But yeah, Monday and Tuesday next week we'll be Dragon's Dogma. Then we'll of course be continuing my time at Sandrock, Stasis Bone Totem, and Parasite Eve. So we're gonna keep up with the we did that one. Okay, so we need to do Fall of the Empire now. Now it is 5 levels above us. I'm not sure. What's this? Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm not sure how far we're going to be able to go with this. This is a build of my own creation. It seems to be doing all right, but I can't guarantee it's going to carry us all the way through. Okay. What direction do we want to go? Either one of these would be fine, so I guess we need to go this way first. Now, this is 5 levels above us, so this is going to be our first check on how we can handle content. We might have to tweak the build a bit, but we will see. Oh, I should have summoned my minions beforehand. Forgot sometimes they just drop mortar stuff on you. Okay, you, and then we need to get volatile zombies going. The reason why we're doing, again, volatile zombies, if you weren't here for it, was because we have to get our vanguards out. In order to get vanguards, minions have to die. And in order for minions to die, we have to pick a minion that dies, and the zombies explode. So what you're basically looking at is the top left up here. You see the little blue skeleton icon. That is the amount of vanguards. It caps out at 3. Once we get 3, we'll switch over to our buff like that. And then we do this. And then we buff our minions, and then off they go. Visibility wise is probably not going to be the easiest thing to see, but yeah. Now I will say, if people are interested, I am following a build on a separate character. It is a mage build that I found. It's not a build that I created, but it is pretty strong and pretty like durable. So if you're interested in seeing that, maybe tomorrow I can show that off to you guys if you are interested. If not, then that's fine. Because this game does have a lot to offer. Like build options wise. So it's definitely one of those that, like, if you're looking at this and you're like, man, that looks like a lot to manage, and there's like too many minions and all of that. There are different minion builds for all sorts of things. Like, you don't have to have skeletons. You could do, like, we're doing a melee-based skeleton build. You could do ranged-based skeleton stuff. You could do you could even do, the Forge Guard has access to animated weapons, and they can do minion builds. Totems exist on the Primalist, like all sorts of stuff. So if you're looking at this and you're like, this, I I don't like the looks of this build, or I don't like how this like manages or whatever, that's fine. There are plenty of other options in this game. And if you don't even like minions, there's plenty of solo options as well. I think one of the strongest ones right now that I saw was actually, they had to bug fix it, but it's still very powerful. It's a falconer, so basically it's just you and a falcon, and that falcon does some like really good like damage, and then it's based on like smoke bombs. So what you can do is you can get the like, you can basically chain like smoke bombs and stuff on with your falcon, which causes you to basically like evade hits. So it's less about like tanking through stuff and more about actually not getting hit, which is really cool. But yeah, so I would definitely say give the game a shot if you like the ARPG style of gameplay, the Diablos, the Path of Exiles, the Grim Dawns, you know, stuff like that. If that kind of game is fun to you, this game is a no-brainer. Absolutely recommend. I really don't have many issues with this game. I have one major issue with minions specifically, and it's whenever you get teleported somewhere, your minions kind of just don't do anything for a few seconds, which is very bad if you're fighting a boss, as we found out the other day. So but other than that, I really don't have many complaints for this game. It is very fun. It's complicated, but not in a way that I feel like new players couldn't figure it out. One thing that I always say about Path of Exile, and I've mentioned this before, both when we were playing it and when we're not, whenever we mention ARPGs. Okay, we can get out of here. Is that Path of Exile has some terrible onboarding. They just, like, when you level up, you just see this giant skill web, and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing or where you're going or anything like that. You basically have to depend on a build you find online in order to get that working. What is this? That's cool, but I think ours is just better. That's definitely a minion axe, but yeah, we'll hold on to it. I want to check out some of these other things. This one there. Let's see, what do we got here? Minion physical damage 38. Physical. Try to find physical. Okay, so 13 and 13 would be 26. This is 38. So what we could do is we could remove these two, move this one up, and then put this one here. And that would give them more damage overall. That's physical, and that's physical. So yeah, that would be 26 versus 38, so that's a 12% increase to minion damage, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Do we have any other ones that we want to replace? I think we want to probably replace the necrotic damage they do with just physical damage, because they're hitting more than they're doing necrotic. So we're going to pump that physical on them. Alright, so what else do we got? Increased minion damage. Minion health. Okay, interesting. So, like, this actually has about the same amount of stats as our unique ring. The only difference is we lose one skeleton if we switch these out. But the upside is this ring we could upgrade. No, we need to put this away. So let's see. 45% minion damage inherent. We don't have any other ways of upgrading minion damage there. Okay, we've got some keys. We'll put those away. Ooh, 110% minion damage. The only problem is we lose the big chunk of minion health. Okay. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to try something here. We're going to try... as long as we don't lose the minion damage... Oh, it doesn't have any forging potential. Okay, so that was a waste. Never mind. I guess we can just shatter it and take the... We got one minion damage shard. Great, thanks. Okay. Alright, 91% minion damage. See, the problem is we need... Like, if we're gonna do this... Oh, it just removed the... Never mind. It just removed the minions, but... What I was hoping is if we can get it where we have, like, minion and an open one, we could do, like, this one, for example. Oh, it's got intelligence there instead. Because what we're trying to do is... So, like, if we type in minion, right? There's minion damage, but minion health is a prefix. So they would have to go into these two spots. And that's kind of what we're looking for. What about this? Minion damage. Like, again, we could try to see if we can get rid of... What else do we got? Okay, what does this do? Rolls all implicits. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. What is this? I don't even know what that does. See, what we could try if we had... We had more of these. No, is it this one? Okay, let's try... We're going to try something. We're going to try the Glyph of Chaos on this. Okay, necrotic damage. Still not what we're looking for. Mana regeneration. Poison penetration. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, and we don't have any of that, I'm guessing. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Okay. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out this system, really. But yeah. Okay. So let's... I need to check my loot filter. I think something's changed in my loot filter. What are the affixes on this? Okay. We should edit this one. This one's no longer low level. This is in-game necro. We'll say necro. Alright. Skeleton. There we go. That's what that is. Okay, so let's put away our keys. And clear out our inventory. I'm gonna keep these idols for now. What does this do? Fire damage. What's the other half? Okay. Alright. So now, let's see, what do we got? We go this way, we could get amulets or shards. This one has shards or experience. I think we're gonna go this way. Stupid grace period. Okay, slay enemies to get to a soul gate. Alright, we got a mage here. Okay, that's the unique. Remember, we have a prophecy that every, where's it at? I guess it's just this one. But 4 times we're going to get a unique wand, from defeating those exiled mages. And what's funny is we actually got the minion wand, but when I got it last night on a different character, I realized that it's a minion wand specifically if you're doing archers and mages. So, minion spells and bows deal increased damage, minion leech by their spell and bow attack speed, minion cast speed. So as you can tell, we're not using either one of those. We're not using archers or mages, so it doesn't really pertain to us, unfortunately. But that's fine. And by the way, if you're wondering how I'm getting my minions to go where I want them, by default, the game has it set to the A key. So below the Q key, there's the A key. I set a secondary key for that, which is the space bar, because the space bar isn't used for anything. So instead of having to like move my pinky down constantly to tell them where to go, I just hit space bar and it sends them off where they need to be. I definitely recommend, if you're doing minion builds, to bind that to a key that makes it very easy for you to do that. I also rebound my potions to be my button on the side of my mouse there, so that way I can just pop that at any time without having to, again, move my pinky. I've played enough games where my pinky can make those motions, but I'd rather just, you know, if I don't have to strain myself, why strain myself? So I got potions on my right thumb, and then my left thumb is sending my minions to go murder people. So okay. Let's go get you guys. Also, if you're wondering why I'm not picking up all of these Exalteds you're seeing, that's because we don't need all Exalteds at this point. We just need some to replace some of these, like some of these yellow stuff, but we need them to have minion health and minion damage on them. Like, this rare is actually pretty solid, honestly. Like, the only useless stat in a way for us is the increased fire minion damage. Like, that doesn't really do much for us, but increased minion health and the 2 resistances. Our resistances are maxed out except physical. So, same thing here. Like, this one, honestly, if we could get something that had, like, elemental resist 12, like, we could condense that one down. But yeah, so we're only looking for very specific things from our Exalteds and whatnot, so that's why I'm not. Now, we could filter them out. Which we may end up doing at some point, but okay. We've got all the enemies there, so send you guys over there. Okay. Like I said, this is basically what the end game is. You walk into an area, you do an objective, you get your extra resonance, or what is that, whatever it's called, stability, and then you move on to the next one. Okay, there is a set item this way. I think I'm gonna go through the amulets. I think I'm gonna go through the amulets to get there, just because, again, we're still looking for some Exalteds to kind of clean up some of our weak spots in our wasted stats and whatnot. Why is that one? Do that on this one? Oh, minion. 9% minion damage. Great. Super duper good. That's sarcasm, by the way. I think that's probably like one of the lowest rolls you can get on a tier 1. Okay, we need to destroy the Void Horror or something. know we're going the opposite direction, but again, we're also still looking for the exiled mages. So doing a little bit exploring is to our benefit. Just because, oh, Jesus. Just because, alright, what were we working on for these guys? Was it this one? That would increase damage and stuff. Now, I believe 20 is where they cap out at. Ouchie. No, let's go with that one. Bigger area. And then we were going for armors to minions. What do you guys got? I don't remember what we were doing with these guys. I think it was this one. Ward over time. Base crit and move speed. Crit multiplier. We could give them ward. Spell damage doesn't matter. You know, this one actually might not be bad. Do you have more damage based on your maximum mana? Every 25 maximum mana, so that would be 4. They would have 4% more damage. I don't know if that's actually... So let's just give them more ward. We have more skills. What do we got here? What were we doing here? What does Spirit Plague do? Curse necrotic damage over time effect spreads to a single nearby target on death. Huh. We could grab that, but I think... Yeah, I think we'll just go for the mana efficiency. Alright, and Wraith. What were we going for? I think we were doing more poison, so... Okay. Let me get out of that. Okay, that's a level up for us. We'll do that in just a second. Okay. I think we were working on something with this one. Yeah, that one. Okay. So that's good on those resistances. Because that also gives us ward retention. Now we just gotta figure out if there's a way for us to get ward. Minion death. There's also this one. Oh, we have another point to spend. Okay. Don't really need that one. Increased necrotic damage for our minions. Increased physical damage and bleed duration. Okay, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, but I've got to look for ward for us. Because we need some defenses. That's one thing I realized, that this build doesn't have a lot of... Chaos Flames. You deal increased fire damage, have a chance to ignite with fire skills. Okay. And... oh, and if we do that, it actually applies to our minions. That's mana regen. Okay. You have increased ward, and you grant whenever they die. That's not great for us. Life Drinker. Whenever you use a potion, you also consume random minion. No, we don't want to do that. There's minion physical damage there. Whenever you use a minion skill... okay, we need to check. Is this counted as a minion skill? No. So we won't be getting ward from that. Unfortunately, I think our build specifically doesn't have a great way to build up ward. This wouldn't be bad, just giving them some more armor and stuff. We could also... this would give us armor on top of minion armor. Okay. Oh, here we go. Whenever a nearby enemy, ally, or minion dies, you have a 10% chance to get ward. So we could do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that and see if we can start getting some ward generation going. Like, it'll really only help us in these. Like, it still won't help us in boss fights to get, you know, be able to get ward, but it'll help with these fights. Okay, let's grab the Stunning Shrine. Thing we're looking for is right there. And the buff. Stay away from it so it doesn't bash our face in. Okay. And now we are good. Get out of there. Not a single useful amulet of that. for that. Okay, let's look at our loot filter again. Okay. If they have to... Let's start doing it to where they have to have 2. And... let's select the affixes. Okay, minion, let's see. We don't need dodge rating. We don't need this one. Let's do that. Take that off. Damage over time. These are... those are the ones we want there. What do we have under here? Increase skeletal mage damage. Share and increase necrotics, fine. Physical penetration with bleed. Physical damage leads to health. +1 skeleton and skeleton damage. Critical strike chance. Level of summon skeleton. Summon wraith. Summon bone golem. Skeletal mage. Go with dread sage as well. Okay, confirm. Now, if it's an exalted with at least 2, it should show up. So you don't need... I don't think we need this one anymore. I think this will just work. So basically, if it's an exalted with 2 of the affixes we're looking for, it'll be a different purple, and otherwise it'll just hide everything. Because unfortunately, well, hide everything exalted and lower. It won't hide legendaries or sets or anything like that, but... not legendaries, uniques. Oh, it's an arena. And that should just cut down on the amount of loot that we're seeing. Oh, get that thing, please. Okay, the waves aren't too bad. They show up and come to us, and this arena seems pretty small. So we're getting pretty close. Shouldn't have too many more waves. Okay. And nothing drop-wise, but we do get a set item for this. Might not be great, but at least worth checking. Because I believe we looked at our wand and realized it was a pretty low roll. Yeah, so if we could, even if we just get this wand again, it has a chance of even getting like up to 120% minion melee damage. So it is a helmet though, and it is a helmet not for us. So set items. Boop. Okay. Just this. Tempest Maw. Lightning damage, spell lightning damage, totem mana cost. Interesting. Strength and attunement. When you summon a totem, you also summon 4 storm sprites around the totem. Okay, so that's a... I guess if you're doing a lightning totem build, that would be pretty helpful. But, unfortunately, our... Did we get another Reach of the Grave? Yes, we did. It's level 79 to use this. That's hilarious. We got 2 Reaches of the Grave. That's hilarious. Did we? I guess I just never put this one away. Yeah. And then we'll start working on that one, and then we need to go to keys, and this one goes here. This one has a lot of physical resist, man. Like if it could only had minion damage on it, like we would have lost a little bit of minion health, but we get a lot of physical resist. Unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay. So we got that. Let's see, where else we got? This is... I wouldn't mind doing relics, actually. Let's do relics. It's also another arena, so it should just be waves of monsters. The reason I'm doing relics is because our relic only has, like, 3, what are they called? Like, 3 affixes on it. This is the relic right here. Like, we could definitely use a better relic. Alright, grace period. Off. You guys do your thing. Problem is, I have to find a balance of, like, where I'm standing, because I don't want to be too close to my minions, because that's where they're targeting stuff, but I don't want to be too far so that I get ambushed by other things. That's kind of the balance with this build from a positional standpoint. And also something, I will say one of the major weaknesses of the build after playing the mage is not only our personal defensibility, but the fact that we do not have a traversal skill. So, like, if something's summoning something on top of us, we have to run away and hope to God we get enough distance. So we don't really have a way to, like, move quickly, which really does slow us down. Like, you'd be surprised just how much having a traversal skill will speed you up when it comes to getting through content. But I like this build. I like, honestly, for a build that I came up with not knowing anything about any of the sets, any of the uniques, basically without knowing anything, I really do like this build. It feels good. I feel like we're doing sufficient damage. Like, yeah, we're not clearing as fast as other people at this level, but, like, I feel like, hey, okay, so our loot filter is working properly. But I feel like those comparisons can be helpful, but at the end of the day, as long as you're getting through the content, I don't think it's necessarily like you have to be the elite build doing a bajillion damage on difficulty 5 million or whatever, you know. If you want to do that stuff, that's perfectly fine, but I don't think that should be your only goal. Let's see, where do we go from here? Could go back this way. Check over here. Actually, is this another arena? It is. Let's do this arena, and then we're going to go out this way. But, yeah, I don't know. It's the... Because the thing is one thing I do like about our build is basically nothing we're wearing is required. Some of it's helpful, mind you, but nothing's required. Like, as long as you're stacking minion health and minion damage, this build just kind of works. Because that's the thing, too, is there's... like, if you've ever played Path of Exile, there are a lot of cases in Path of Exile where builds only work when you have, like, a specific unique. Like, it's almost a requirement to get the thing off the ground. Now, in that game, of course, you can trade with people, so if you get, like, early Chaos Orbs or something like that, you can get that unique a lot earlier than probably you would expect. But, yeah, in this game, I definitely know there's probably some builds that are like, yeah, no, this unique will help you really pop off. But as far as I've seen, I don't think there's like a specific, like, this build only works if you have this unique kind of thing. A lot of them are like, if you have this unique, this build really goes hard. But if you don't have this unique, you know, you just do everything a little bit slower, right? So, and I think I like that. I like having uniques as an option, not as a requirement. Because that's one thing in Path of Exile. Now, Path of Exile, again, has trading off the get-go. In this game, you have to get near the end game before you can even start trading, I think. I don't know how the trading exactly works in this one. I know you have to be a part of the trading guild. It's called the Merchants Guild, I believe, in order for you to... be able to trade with people. But yeah, I like the idea that, like I said, based on what I've seen, I don't see a whole lot of builds that are like, yep, you have to have this unique, plain and simple. Now, there are some builds that are like, this unique is what makes this build, but I feel like that's a little bit different than, like, it being a requirement. Like, there's a difference between building around a unique and a unique being required for a build, at least for me. Because if you're like, hey, I really like this item, I'm gonna build around it, that's fine. But if it's like, no, in order to actually be able to do the in-game content, you have to have this, those I'm just like, Which I know might be just cutting hairs, but in my opinion, I feel like there's a slight difference there. Because yes, they both have a requirement of a unique, but one is because you want to see how far you can push it, and the other is like you can't do things without it, kind of thing. So, but because I also love the idea of being like, oh, we found, you know, I don't know, this hollow finger, right? And we're like, okay, can I make a build around this? No. I, like, in full honesty, no, you can't make a build around this unique. Same thing for this ring. There's no, you know, same thing here too. Like, it basically accents builds, but isn't like required to do something. Same thing for that as well. But, okay, 3 patrolling Imperial Watchers. That is our goal. But I always like to, when there are uniques in the game that are like, this will help a build, right? Like basically all 3 or all 4 of the uniques we have are just meant to, like, accent what we're doing. They're not like, you know, they're not one of those that's like, oh, you don't have this unique, well then your minions are just weaker kind of thing. Because like based on the uniques that we have found that are like minion based, none of those really accent the minions that we have. So, which is interesting. You see all these exalteds that are dropping that just don't have things we're looking for. But yeah. And again, to anybody playing, if you're playing this game, I'd love to talk about builds, what you think about your build, how you're building it, how you feel about the game, handling it in general. Because I definitely know, like, from playing games like this, there's a lot of times where you're like, I really want to do this thing, and it turns out to be very underpowered. And then you're like, man, that kind of sucks, but... Because that's something I noticed with, both with Path of Exile especially, but also, like, when I played Grim Dawn, I was like, oh, this seems like a cool thing, and then I realized, like, the game didn't really have a lot to help me with that. Now, again, Grim Dawn, much like this game, I think you can basically get to the end game with whatever you have. Like, it's not so difficult that you feel like you're gonna, you know, get stuck on content, but... But I love hearing about builds that people like find, or people that, you know, what people make. Because like I said, there's some very cool skills out there, and some of the stuff interacting in ways that you just don't know about until you like find a specific unique, or until you know, start playing a character and realize like, oh, this skill tree says I can do this with this, and then of course those combo into that, and you know, next thing you know, you got this super combo going that you didn't know about until you started playing the character. So which I think is also pretty cool. I really like how this system handles like builds and stuff. Because it definitely, like, with the respecs being so easy to do, for one, I think that's super helpful for people to actually just sit back and like try stuff, right? Like, it's very easy to be like, okay, this thing that I was doing is not working how I intended it to. What if I try this now? And then, like, you know, it's very easy to just get those points back, or just, you know, spend the amount of money it takes to respec them, or whatever. Whereas, I will say in Path of Exile specifically, respecking is basically not an option. Like, you can get these, I think they're called like orbs of scouring or something, or removal. I don't remember what they're called. Scouring, I think, is to make it a non-magical item. But either way, there's an item that gives you one passive like respec point. And you have to, like, use a bajillion of those to actually be able to do what you need to do. So it's just kind of unfortunate. with this game, like, you talk to a trainer and you can respec your passive points, you can respecialize, like, anytime you want, anywhere you want. Now, of course, again, you still have to build up those levels again, but that really doesn't take super long. Okay. Didn't find any exiled mages here, unfortunately. Hoping to find more of those. Chaos. Okay. Alright. How are we doing stability-wise? Still got a bit. Got to get to 320. Okay, we want to get this beacon here, so we're going to go this way. Another level up. Okay, we were spending points here to get more ward gain on nearby death. But I was talking to a friend, we're talking about the story of this game and everything, and it's like, you know, the story of Last Epoch is not super, like, convoluted or deep in any regard, but the thing is like, for games like this, I don't feel like it has to be, because I know, like, one thing that I loved about Diablo was just the fact that, like, the lore was deep. So I feel like as long as this game, you know, has some focus on some lore, I don't think the story has to be super deep. Because we talked about it, I think, last time we streamed this, that, like, if you've ever played Diablo 1, you know Diablo 1 story is about as simple as it goes. Like, there is 16 floors in a dungeon, and at the bottom of that dungeon is the devil, and you have to kill the devil. Like, that's it. That's the entire story behind that. But there's little bits and stuff that you get along the way that kind of, like, fill out the world, which I think is really cool. And I'm very interested to see how this game's gonna handle, because I realize that they call their league cycles. So, for those of you that haven't played ARPGs, basically every so often, usually 3 to 4 months, at least that seemed to be the standard with Path of Exile, they basically do what's called like a reset. So this character gets moved into like a standard area, and then a new cycle will start, and it has some new features. It'll usually have like new skills, new uniques, maybe new story, depending on what they're working on, you know, stuff like that. You do have to start from scratch again, but that's like basically how they build longevity for the game. Which you might think is like, wow, that sounds really annoying. Why would you want to do that? It's because, like, whenever they do that, they also do a lot of rebalancing. So this build that we're playing might become stronger. It might become weaker. So it's like, okay, well, it incentivizes you trying something else. And then when they introduce new uniques and stuff, you can go, oh, okay, so I need to get that unique so I can do this new thing, you know. And that's kind of what keeps you playing. Overall, who is sending all these, like, ghosts after us? All I kept seeing is like these ghosts like running up to us. I'm like, what is going on over here? But that's kind of like what keeps you playing these types of games long term. So I'm very interested to see how they're gonna handle cycle, because I saw a thing where they were like, because people were asking like, how are they gonna rebalance stuff? Because there was a couple classes that were like basically game-breakingly powerful, but that's because it was bugged. They like, for example, there's a build for I think it's Warlock, where you're supposed to be getting like 4% on minion death on something, and people were getting 40%. Like, even the tooltip in the game said 4%, but for some reason it was 40%. So, but they said in that post that, or a post after that, like, they're not going to do a lot, or at least for this cycle, they weren't going to do a lot of, like, rebalancing in the cycle itself. They're going to save that to when they do new cycles and stuff. The only thing they're going to fix is, like, if something is broken, like, if it is legitimately bugged, they will fix that, but, which I think is a really good way of handling it. So that way, if people have a strong build for one season, they can be like, oh, I'm so powerful, and the next season, you know, that when they rebalance everything, they're like, okay, well, now I have to try something else, because they rebalanced that thing. But yeah. So, and that's another reason why I like. That's why I like ARPGs. Is a lot of them have moved to that like cycle league based kind of thing, to where like every few months you can come back to the game and do something completely new, completely revamped. You know, you get to try a class that you haven't tried yet, or... Oh, there's an exiled mage. See, this is why we explore. Because whenever we kill this exiled mage, it's going to drop us another unique wand. Which is another Reach of the Grave. Ruined. Ruining me. This game's ruining me. But, so, like, that's why when I talk about games like this, and... Because I always talk about, like, what I like, what I don't like, and stuff, so people can make, like, an educated decision on whether they want to, play it or not. Like, games like this, if the developers are really good at, like, being transparent, at, you know, communicating with the community and stuff like that, it makes it easier to recommend, because that means when things like the new cycle happens, you know, you get more basically you spend $35 once and you get new content like every 3 to 4 months. So like anywhere from 3 to 4 times a year, you can jump back into this game for no additional cost and do something new, do something exciting, find new stuff, engage with new, you know, story or mechanics or whatever. So as long as you like the core gameplay loop, you know, you can really have fun with a game like this. 87. Okay, this one's better.
Yes.
And another thing that's really great about this game too is it's multiplayer. So if you have, you know, friends who, ooh, exalted swords. Don't really need exalted swords, but let's still check it out. If you have friends who like this type of game, you know, they can join up with you and you can do all sorts of crazy stuff. Gotta wait for the grace period. Oof. But, yeah. So, if you're wondering if you missed my, I did kind of like a recap when we got to endgame, when I thought we were going to be done with the game for that time. I did give this game a recommend. There's basically only one issue that I've run into, and it's specific to minion builds. So, like, it doesn't even affect everybody that plays this game. In fact, it might not even affect people that play this game at all, depending on what build you're going for. It's just whenever you get teleported, like in the Lagon fight, your minions just kind of stand around, don't do anything, which is a very easy way for you to get killed. But outside of that, this game, it's really fun. I've played different types of characters. My furthest other character is very close to level 50. And they are, that's the mage. I did follow a build guide for that one because I wanted to just see what like an in-game build kind of looked like. And I can really understand why that build specifically works the way it does, which I think is really cool. Yeah, like I said, I definitely think if you like loot-based games, if you like ARPGs, this is definitely one to give a shot. This, for $35, you will find more than enough content, and again, the beauty is, because of how the respec system works, like, you could pick a necromancer and be like, man, these minions not working for me, you know? So you could just change it up. Every minion you see us using has a different form. So I'll show that in just a second. Let me get through this and I'll show you what I mean. Because a lot of people don't understand that, like, not all necromancers are going to look like this, right? They think that all necromancers are just a group of skeletons running in with the golem and all that stuff. We're actually not using the necromancers, one of the strongest necromancer summons, which is the abomination. But this is what I'm talking about. So if you look at a past, not that tree, this tree. So, like, with our build, I got rid of archers, right? And then I added rogues. You don't have to add rogues. You don't have to get rid of archers. In fact, you can get rid of warriors if you want that. You know, you could just have archers. With the golem, you could have more than one golem. You could have an ice golem. You can have a blood golem. You can have a fire golem, all depending on what you want to build there. Skeleton mage, we turned ours into death knights. You could easily make yours fire mages. You could make them ice mages. Let's see. You could have just one really strong archmage if you wanted to do that. And then, like, with the summon wraiths, we went we narrowed down how many wraiths we want to 2, but you can have multiple by default. And we went down the poison route, even though we're not trying to summon the poison wraiths. But you could go, you know, there's a maximum number of wraiths here. There's fire there. I think there's ice somewhere, or maybe it's just necrotic. Oh, you can have just wraiths that don't move, and on top of those summoning skills, there's summon volatile zombie, which you see us use. There's assemble abomination. There's, I don't think this is a minion, no. So like there's a few other skills you can do. You can change all these skills out. You can do a mix and match of different things. So if you wanted to like take drain life but then have minion builds, you could do that. You don't have to use Dread Shade like we are. You could use something else. You could have a traversal skill like transplant. So like even if you're a necromancer, you know, you don't have to play the way we're playing. This is just how I decided that I wanted to play a necromancer, right? And that's what I really liked, because one thing that I noticed with Path of Exile is even when the new leagues would happen, a lot of the builds for like Necromancer stayed very samey. Like you were still building specific skeletons or specific zombies or specific what were they called? Not wraiths, but they were like spirit specters. Like you would have very specific things that you would build almost every time. And even if a new league came out, you were still kind of building those things. So but this game, again, and also, too, like I said, it's like, okay, this is just one of multiple minion builds you can do. Like, again, the Forge Guard can have summon weapons, the Primalist has companions that you can change. Technically, the Falconer also has companions, and that's not necessarily a minion build, but it is very dependent on that Falcon. Which you would hope, given that it's called a Falconer, but, you know. So there, like I said, I think there's a lot of build variety. I think there's a play style for basically anybody. Now, I will say, like, once you get into the end game, that's probably when you're going to lose a lot of people. Just because that's when you have to really make sure you understand the mechanics of, like, what is ward? How does ward work? How does health work? How does health leech and minion AI? And, you know, that's when you really get tested on how things are. But I still don't think it's like, you know, impossible for someone who doesn't play these type of games to be able to pick up. I want that one. But like I said, for 35 bucks, I think that is a steal for the amount of content you're getting. As long as you're fine with like doing what we're doing right here, which is, you know, going through the end game by killing a bunch of monsters and getting the objectives done. How are we doing? Getting closer. We need 7,000, basically 75 or 77,000 reputation to get up to the next level. But yeah, there's a lot of cool features here. Again, the story's not super deep. You're basically just trying to stop the end of the world, which, you know, most games, that's kind of the core loop of them. Stop some like apocalypse from happening, or someone from summoning the devil or being the devil or whatever. Okay. Leave this. Okay, what do we got? Okay, there's another set item all the way out here, which does take us through the Exalted Swords. So I think, like, we have enough to do the missions, but I think I'm gonna try to get to this set item here, and then we'll do the quests. But yeah. Oh, oof. No, there's a shrine down here. Make sure we grab this. What is this shrine? Damage reflection. We'll definitely take it. But also, if you have any questions and stuff, I'll try to answer them. I'm no Last Epoch guru by any stretch, but if you have any like questions about like what is this thing, what is that thing, how should I do this or how should I do that, I can try to assist to the best of my ability. Again, I've been playing ARPGs basically my entire life. I've got some more known ones, I've got some unknown ones, you know, some of the more like older ones. You know, I've been playing Diablo 1 since I was like, I don't know, 7 or something like that crazy, so I kind of understand how these games work. Of course, there's little nuance differences but between the different games, but which speaking of Diablo, I know I mentioned that a lot because it's kind of like the one of the grandfathers of this genre. If you missed our Diablo playthrough, we did actually do a story playthrough of all of the Diablo games. There is a playlist both down below in the videos, but also on the YouTube. So if you missed that and you want to see like, okay, you keep talking about Diablo, what is this Diablo, right? You can check that out there. Oh, that's not the right button. I do recommend, because you could see how the game kind of progresses from 1 to 4. I will say 1 is probably still the hardest. 1 is probably still the hardest of the series. 2 can give you a run for its money, but Diablo 1 still has some spice on it. I would say Diablo 3 is probably the easiest of the series, especially from an accessibility standpoint. It didn't used to be that way. Diablo 3 on release was an absolute garbage fire, but now it's not. Now it's totally playable, and it's actually quite enjoyable, honestly. Diablo 4, the price for me is just way too high given how poorly the leagues have gone. And I'll be honest, I don't know if that game's gonna last by the end of the year. They might just abandon Diablo 4 after this year, which would be sad because, again, I love Diablo. It's one of my favorite series of all time. But I even have the books for Diablo, like not like strategy guys, but like literally like books about the world. So I really enjoy that world. But unfortunately, Blizzard has not been, they've been kind of struggling to make those, long-term decisions. So, but, I mean, game development's not easy. Like, I'll never, like, fault the developers for trying their best when it comes to stuff. Also, like, with Blizzard having all of the like mismanagement and the terrible like work stuff that was going on, like there was all sorts of like literal criminal activity happening on top of the people that are higher ups treating workers like they basically don't exist or that they're not people. And then there was the buyout, which had a lot of people all like trying to figure out what they were doing. Like Blizzard has had a pretty messed up, you know, past, I don't know, 5 years, maybe even longer than that, to be honest. So it's one of those that, like, it may be for the best that they try to just move on from some of the projects that they have. Again, I would hope that they wouldn't abandon, you know, Diablo 4, but based on, like, the communities, the ARPG communities, and just the people playing, like, I basically don't hear anybody talking about Diablo 4 anymore. Like, now, of course, some of that is because they're talking about Last Epoch, and some people are talking about, like, Path of Exile 2 and stuff like that, but But like when people talk about ARPGs, Diablo 4 is not even like in the conversation, which is, again, is very sad because I think it has like a solid base. I think it had some solid ideas, and the story like really made sense finally compared to the story of 3, which would seem like it was kind of cobbled together. But unfortunately, like I said, they've had a lot of issues with a lot of different things outside of the development itself. The higher-ups not understanding how game development works and being like, oh, we just want to make money, so do these things that make us money. And it's like, guys, that's not going to be... Because the funny thing is if you've paid attention to game development in the past just few years, like, one thing that should have been obvious to a lot of people, but apparently to the corporate heads of companies, the thing that's so obvious they don't realize it is the best way to make money off of a game is make the game fun. Like, perfect example is both this game and Helldivers on release saw hundreds of thousands of players, right? Like, so much so that both of those games had server issues. Like, they had to cap Helldiver servers at 450,000 people, which means that there was over 500,000 people trying to get into that game, right? And that's crazy, right? Like, that's absolutely insane for a game that no one was expecting to do that well, right? But it's just fun to play. It's got a lot of great moments in it. It's fun to play with your friends and stuff like that. And this game, again, rocky start with the servers and some issues and stuff like that, but people are really enjoying this game. And then there's the people that have been around through the whole development of Last Epoch that are finally getting some like visibility because of it too, which I think is great. I love it when the community gets to evolve together. But yeah, at the end of the day, the best thing you could do for your video game is make your game fun, not jam a bunch of like microtransactions or like real money auction house. Which, by the way, if you weren't around for that conversation, that is a absolute trip. I'll talk about that in just a second. But like, all these ways people thought to try to grab money. And turned out that, like, just make the game fun. Make people want to play the game and, you'll make money. So, but corporate greed is as it always is a big issue for developers. It's a big issue for companies. Unfortunately, we'll have to see how that all goes. But yeah, I've talked about this before, but if you weren't here for those conversations, basically the Real Money Auction House was a corporate idea for Diablo 3. Basically, the idea was these games revolve around loot. Right? They have loots like uniques or legendaries or sets or whatever, right? And the idea behind the Real Money Auction House for Diablo 3, which was a thing on release, was, hey, what if we made that loot so hard to get that, like, basically no one will get them, and if they do, they can sell them for real money and we'll take a piece of the cut. So it's like, okay, say I want... Hold on, let me get through. I've been ambushed. Something tells me that ambush did not work out how that Brood Keeper wanted it to work out. Oh, cool, helmet. Snowblind. I don't think we have that one. But, trying to talk here, guys. But yeah, say I wanted, like, this unique, right? I would have to go to the Real Money Auction House and spend, like, 10 real dollars, like, real, like, US dollars to buy this ring, because the drop rate was so low and I just never saw it. Now, when I pay the $10, like some of that money, like let's say $8 of that went to the person who had the item, but $2 went to Activision Blizzard, right? Not be blinded, a bunch of cold stuff. Okay. Right, so that was their idea for, like, that's how we can make money off of items in the game, right? Is we'll just make it to where they're so hard to find that you basically have to spend real money to get them. And people did, right? People legitimately spent money for these items in the game. But basically what that ended up doing is alienating the entire, like, player base. Like, basically, it was like you couldn't do in-game without specific loot, but you couldn't get that loot because it was so hard to get that they basically didn't have a reason to continue playing, right? And, like, Diablo 3 almost, like, bit the dust because of it. They had to issue a formal apology because of the real money auction house for Diablo 3, right? They're like, sorry, you know, we understand. It was the normal PR thing. They didn't actually give a crap. But, like, they knew that, like, if they didn't do something, that game was dead in the water. Yeah, it was not good. It was definitely not good. So, but it's stuff like that that ends up, you know, wrecking games that shouldn't have, like, had issues to begin with. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think Diablo 3 on release, even if it didn't have the real money auction house, was a great experience. You basically couldn't get to endgame. Endgame was so difficult that a lot of people never saw it. I never saw it. I ran 2 characters all the way to endgame, which was playing on, like, Inferno difficulty is what it was called at the time. And basically, because I didn't spend real money on getting this loot that would allow me to even survive in Inferno mode, I never got to play the end game. Now, I will say, Diablo 3 now, perfectly fine, perfectly playable. I still think the story is garbage, but that's my personal opinion. That's not necessarily, you know, the collective opinion. But like they did do a expansion, and again, like I think it's definitely something to check out now if you're interested in like the Diablo games. There we go. Oh, that's just all around better. More ward retention, more spell damage, more minion melee damage, more lightning resist. Yeah, that's just a better version. See, that's why I did that. That's why I do the set items, is because now we just got an upgrade. Okay, I need to move set over here. There we go. But yeah, I think in a lot of cases, corporate greed definitely hurts games a lot more than a lot of other things. What is this one? Oh yeah, forget about this corruption. Apparently corruption makes things harder, but you get more stuff. So, like, it says right here, the second paragraph. Oh, you guys can't see it. The second paragraph says, corruption increases the damage and health of enemies, but also the rarity of items they drop, and the rarity of echo-specific rewards. So this is, like, the end game's end game, right? So you have these stories that you're working on, right? We're trying to make our way to the last ruin, right? And then we have all these areas we're trying to get through to get there. But inside each of these areas, we can we could basically reset the tree and add corruption. Here, let me roll out of the way. And add corruption here. And then the higher the corruption, the harder everything is, but the better your loot is. So this is like the true end game, is getting high levels of corruption. So, but speaking of quests, let's go ahead and do this one. But yeah, I love ARPGs. I've played a lot of them. We've played a few on stream. We might play some more, obviously. Get over there. Okay. But yeah, it's an interesting genre, and as with most genres, there are highs and lows, but definitely an interesting genre. I have a friend who absolutely despises this type of game. It's just not something he vibes with. Which again is 100% okay. I think anybody that tells you like, oh, because you don't like a certain game, you're not, you know, I don't know. There's people that are like, you should like all video games. If you don't like these games, then there's a problem. Oh, great. This repository is in a weird way where we can't hit it. I love when this happens. Thankfully, we still have our tanky boy, but there we go. Yeah, I was up on a rock. But, yeah, he absolutely despises the games like this. Which is like, yeah, that's cool. But I have another friend who is like me, absolutely loves these types of games. Trying to get more vanguards. Our vanguards have unfortunately died. Okay. But, yeah, it's, I like gaming for a few reasons. Like, I don't know if I've ever really talked about just gaming in general on stream, but one of the major things that, like, really gets me into gaming is just the ability to, like, create memories, not only like within the game, but also like with your friends or your family or whoever you're playing with. Like there's a lot of great moments, I know, not only in my life but in a lot of people's lives, that are tied to you know, playing games together and stuff. You know, I still own oh, is this one gonna be a problem too? No, okay. That's what's supposed to happen. I still own the games, like the first game I ever played with my mom, the first game I played with my dad, you know, stuff like that. I still have those games. You know, I put thousands of hours in Diablo 2 with some friends. Like, just there's a lot of good gaming memories, you know. And that's one thing I always enjoy about video games, is just the ability to like bring people together. That's why I've mentioned this before. I know I've mentioned this before on stream, but like that's the reason why I stream, is just to bring people together, to have, you know, good moments as a collective, you know. Because there's just so much stuff going on in the world, all over the world, but sometimes you just need a place to just not, you know, even if it's just for like an hour or two, just not think about that stuff, because there's a lot of chaos and negativity and stuff like that, and sometimes it's very hard for people to escape that kind of stuff, and that's kind of what this community, I'm hoping this community is for, you know, is so that people could come in and have a, you know, have at least a better day, maybe tell some jokes, maybe meet some new people, you know? Because, like, I've mentioned before, like, yeah, I don't think anybody would complain if they made billions of dollars doing this, but, like, that's never been my goal with streaming. My goal with streaming has always been the same. And that's just to have fun and share that fun with as many people that want to watch. You know, whether that's one person or 100 people or 1,000 people or whatever. You know, as long as people are having fun and having a good time, I'm doing my job. There was somebody that was like really. I was talking to him on Twitter. I don't remember who it was, because I try to motivate a lot of people when I'm on Twitter. When I see people that are kind of struggling with stuff, especially streaming stuff, and they were like, "Man, I just don't know if I'm making an impact and stuff like that." And like my mantra when it comes to content creation is if I've brightened just one person's day, just one, any person's day, you know, I've done my job. That is my job. Just make somebody's day a little bit better, right? And as long as I keep that as the expectation, I'm never disappointed with a stream, you know. Like again, don't get me wrong. I'm like any other person. I would love to make a living doing this. But, you know, sometimes it's just not viable. It's one of those things that I think content creation is there's a lot of skill involved. I think there's a lot of like presentation stuff involved. I think there's a lot of communication stuff involved. And I think at the end of the day, I do think there's a little bit of luck involved. I don't think it's the only thing. Right? Like a lot of people are like, you just have to get lucky. That's how you get popular. No, I don't think that's the only thing that makes you successful as a streamer. I think how you are as a presenter, you know, how you talk, what you bring to the table, like all of that stuff is just as important. Because again, that stuff is how you interact, right? And if your interactions are like largely negative, then, you know, as the old saying goes, you reap what you sow. All right, Dreadnought's wreckage. Okay, and Admiral Harton is who we're fighting. Now, I'm guessing this boss probably is the most likely to have stuff for our build, but I don't know what boss drops or what bosses drop what. So it may just be the case of okay, not gonna out. Okay, you whatever that was. Thanks. Oof. That was bad. Prophet of the Abyssal Sea. He's tanky, but thankfully so are our minions. Okay, I think we're supposed to like kill these worms. Oh, these things are... Maybe we just focus him, jeez. That thing's tankier than he is. Okay. Amulet shard drop rate? No. Bow shard drop rate, relic shard drop rate. I don't know what that means. What is a shard? Something that drops on those, I would assume. Let's go relic shard. Just. I don't know if you can change these at some point. I'm guessing you can. So we got a two-handed spear. Trident of the Last Abyss. Okay, a lot of void stuff. So maybe this boss wasn't for us, but... Okay. So there's that one done. But yeah. Like I said, we're all about like positivity and stuff here, and that will always be my focus. Okay, so we've got... We're almost to the end of this. Now again, the end game is basically infinite. But was this the only way to get here? I guess it was. We're also 77. This is like level 85. I hope they start giving us some good experience soon. Let's go this way. I'm feeling good about this direction. I don't know why. But yeah. And that's part of the reason I mentioned it. I know it's been a while, but I mentioned it when we came back in January that like part of the reason why I'm doing this new schedule is because I want to reach more people, right? I want to interact with more people in different communities and stuff like that, because like I mentioned this before, there's only been I think like 2 times where I've like forced myself to play a game, like to finish a game, when I wasn't having fun. And other than that, like I just have a fun time doing this. I like playing games. I like seeing what they have to offer. So, and I wanna meet as many fellow video game enjoyers as I can. Because again, that's the whole point of... Because I've mentioned this before too, is like, the reason why I choose streaming is because it's interactive, right? People can chat if they want, they can just lurk and listen in real time, you know, like... It's one of those that, like, there's a certain level of interaction you get from this that you don't get from, like, YouTube videos. Now, of course, there's comments and stuff like that in YouTube videos, but those are done, like, after the fact. Yeah, but say they're all gonna charge me, and that's gonna hurt. But I like the interactivity of this, because like if I was just gonna create gaming content and not worry about the interactivity, I would have just made YouTube videos. You know. Now you can stream on YouTube as well, but I'm talking about specifically like video content creation versus streaming content creation. Why are you punching at me, man? I didn't do anything to you. Alright, we're looking for the Scalebane Guild Leader. But yeah, there's a lot of communities that I would like to be a part of. Like the one community that I didn't really think about kind of for the longest time was like the cozy game community. Like playing like your Stardew Valleys or your Graveyard Keepers, because I really enjoy those types of games. I just never really like thought about like maybe I should like go to those communities and like try to be a part of those communities and stuff. Because I know, like, there's a lot of sections of Twitch where, like, everybody's into those, like, action games, like your first-person shooters, or your, like, Dark Souls, or, you know, whatever it might be. Did we got another Reach of the Grave, but this one has legendary potential. You gotta be freaking kidding me, dude. We've gotten 3 Reaches of the Grave. It's like, you have minions, right? You have skeletons. It's like, yes, but not those ones. Yeah, and like, I love retro games. Like, the thing is I didn't play a lot of retro games when I was a kid, probably more than some people did, but not as much as others. I did play a lot of games when I was a kid, but okay, that's... Can you not kill me, please? Thank you, that would be great. What does it say? Sentinel increased echo damage when skill echoes shard. Okay. That is a mouthful. But yeah, so like I wanna, you know, check out some retro games that I maybe didn't get a chance to play. I want to play some cozy games so we have a time to like chill and talk to chat. Because that's the thing too, is one thing I noticed, like there's certain games, like the Souls games tend to be, or Souls-like games tend to be less like, give you less ability to like chat and stuff because you're so like focused on like dodge, slash, dodge, you know. But games like this, like I can talk to chat as much as I want and not really have too much an issue. Don't get me wrong, we'll definitely die multiple times, but that's just because of my own silliness, not necessarily because I'm trying to interact with chat. Like that right there, that dude just took like 3/4 of our health. But okay, this one's done. Okay. T, send you guys away. Use that. But yeah, I like games that allow me to talk to chat. I also like some of the more intense games so everybody can get like in the headspace of like, okay, let's figure out how to deal with this boss or whatever. Again, I just like, I like this form of interaction. I'm not a big social person, which should be kind of obvious, honestly. But you know, I'm not super into like socialization and stuff, but I like streaming because it's, you know, it's not a direct contact for, you know, however long, hours on end. Which I know is silly given that I was a professor for 3 years, but what do we have to do here? Play the... Okay. It's the find a mob and kill it missions. Okay, we're gonna need some more vanguards here in a second. Alright, I'm gonna pop that once, and then we're gonna switch here, and then we're gonna do this. Send all the zombies out there. Okay, we got 2. We got 3. Okay. Okay, this is the thing we gotta slay. And there it goes. Ooh, body armor. Fundamental creation. It's a mage armor. Interesting. I like seeing all the different uniques and stuff. That's what I like about these games too. It's just seeing all the different like things you can find. Yeah, what's this? More damage while using a wand, more damage. Oh, this is a, what's it called? A Rune Master armor. Huh, interesting. Not... I don't know, maybe I don't quite know how Rune Master works, but that... It seemed very interesting. It definitely seems like it's something you have to, like, really focus on building around. What was I doing? Skills. No, not skills. Passive. We're gonna keep working on the ward gain, because I think we're gonna need some of that. Like, we're not generating enough ward to really survive anything, but yeah. I like interacting with chat, and some games are like that. Also, the reason why I like playing some retro games too is because people will be like, man, I played this when I was a kid, or man, it's been 7 years since I've played this game. You know, and getting to share my, like, first playthroughs with people is always an exciting experience for some people. Like, obviously, some of the retro games, like, I know stuff about, but, like, I've never played them, so I don't know, like, all the little details. So... okay, we got a shrine here. What is this shrine? Pick shards, we'll take it. Oop. How are we doing over here? Oh, we're getting better. We definitely need to go get some more prophecies. We're coming up on like 10k favor, so at some point we need to go get prophecies to use some of that up and hopefully take full advantage of all of this stuff. Wow. There's a lot of things to kill here. We still got 5 bonus stability to get. They are dropping a lot of shards, though, which is nice. What's this one? Damage reflection. We'll take it. Okay. 2 more bonus, and then we'll head out of here. Go ahead and pop that buff, so that way they can do what they need to do. Alright, so we're good to go. Back down there. Lots of shards. Okay, so let's store... okay. This is the first one of these we've gotten. First one of those that we've gotten. We're going to store... 10, 10, 8. 10, 11, 10. So this is just better. Also, it's, got a legendary potential on it, so...
yes.
So, that's good.
Take care.
Oh, we need to get rid of this idol that's been sitting in our inventory for way too long. Oop, get rid of that, thanks. Alright, let's see, where do we go next? Let's see, we've got money, and then a thing, we've got experience, we could go that way. I think we're going to go the experience route, just to get a little bit of experience, but also... that'll access this way and this way. So yeah, let's go here. Stretch out a little bit. Okay. Oof. Okay. money shrine. You know, I'm really curious if the intention is, because, like, we're in a level 85 area, right? We're not getting that much experience, even though we're 7 levels under what we're supposed to be. I wonder if the idea is that you're actually supposed to go back to those, like, first few that you've done before and, like, raise the corruption level to maybe, like, raise the level of those and the loot you get. I don't know. I don't know what the intention for this in-game is. Because, like, I want to get to the end of the in-game, which I'm guessing is to fight either Orobus or some, like, shade of them or whatever. Because, like, I don't think we're going to actually, like, fight what seems to be the actual last boss of the game. My guess is we're going to fight some, piece of the final boss. Because, again, usually when they do, like, the cycles and stuff, you get a little bit more story or a little bit more, lore on, like, what's going on. I know we don't really need to grab all these shards, but I like grabbing them just in case we need them. Like, I don't think I'm probably ever going to make another offline character, so the only reason I made this character offline is because the servers and all that stuff were having issues, and I was just like, well, I want to play this game and I want to show it off, but I can't do that online right now because it was having a really rough launch. But oh, it seems pretty stable. I might not make another offline character just because there's not really a reason to. I mean, I guess if it's full offline, you could technically play it without internet, but, like, again, I don't see myself having to do that too often, hopefully. Jesus. I already went, like, almost a month without a computer because the cooler went out, and the last thing I need another month without internet or something. Yeah. It was a very interesting time not having a computer to use for, like I said, almost a month. Like, it would have taken less time if I had gone a different route about getting the stuff, but, like, first I had to, like, go get thermal paste to see if it was, like, that kind of issue, and then when it wasn't that issue, I had to, like, look at coolers, and then I realized that, like, it was probably still under warranty, and so I contacted them, and then it took a week for them to get everything out, and it was just a bunch of stuff one after another that made it take much longer than it probably needed to take. Okay, we're done here. But it's good to be back. It's good to be back and streaming. I hope you guys are enjoying the content, both here and on YouTube. Experience. It's not a lot, no. Okay. So we can go down this way. Yep, we also haven't done the arena. At some point we need to check out the arena. Yeah, I think we're gonna just shoot out this direction just for the heck of it. But I am trying to get content out more consistently on YouTube. Oh, they just put a chest right here next to us. There's not a whole lot in it. Get that guy, please. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube. Like I said, I'm putting content up there regularly, and on top of that, it's a great way to view content if you've missed it. You can also watch that here on Twitch, but YouTube, for me personally, has a better viewing experience. It also saves you from having to, like, you can just subscribe to YouTube Premium, and you know, you don't have to worry about ads anywhere on YouTube. And that way you can watch as much as you want without having to like pay for it. Like Twitch does have Twitch Turbo, which basically allows you to do that, but like I said, in my opinion, I think from a video viewing side of things, I think YouTube just has a better viewing experience. The VODs here can be temperamental at best. Now, I will say one thing I do like about Twitch's VOD system that I'm surprised YouTube doesn't have, or maybe it does, and it just... I have my history turned off, so maybe it does, but, like, Twitch will actually remember where you were in a video, so if you, like, click away or you have to, like, stop a video, you don't have to remember where you were. I don't know if YouTube does that. It's very strange if it doesn't, but, again, I have my history turned off because I share my YouTube on like the family Chrome and stuff, so when they're watching stuff on YouTube, I don't want it to be like, oh, by the way, you watched these weird 7 videos. Do you want to watch more of those weird 7 videos? And it's like, no. So it just saves the hassle of having to tell the recommends to go fly a kite. And that's that echo done. Drop anything? Not really. What's this? Stun chance. But, yeah. I'm not very good. I mentioned it, I think, Friday. I'm not very good at the whole like, comment, subscribe kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, it feels weird to say that stuff because it's so, I don't know, it feels like it's so what's the word for it? Insincere, I guess. It's like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I appreciate if people want to like and comment and all that stuff, but like I don't want them to feel obligated because I told them to, you know. People want to be like, I like this video, or, you know, just give it a thumbs up or whatever, then like that's fine, but now, I get some reason, like, the reason why people do that, because I've watched stuff about, like, why, you know, they put it on the screen, or YouTubers say it at the beginning and, like, ending of videos, or even sometimes in the middle, is because sometimes people will get a video from, like, their recommended, and they'll forget that they're, like, not subscribed to the channel, or they'll forget that, that they liked a video, that like if they like a video they should like it kind of thing. So I get why people do that. Again, for me it sounds like I'm like being insincere, so I like I said, I'm of the mind that if you want to like the stuff, if you want to comment, you can comment, but don't ever feel obligated to do so. Okay, so we've got 2 keys here and a beacon. There's another key there. Wow, they really want us to go to the arena. I guess at some point we need to check out the arena. But yeah, slay enemies to get to the storm gate. Got it. Ooh, what do we got here? Okay, what do we got? It's got fire resist, which not necessarily useful for us. It has minion necrotic damage, physical damage leeches health, and ward per second. Like, if it had minion health on it, that would be fine, but they're, like... I don't know. That seems like a good one to break down, but not necessarily one to use. Okay, so we're heading the right way. One thing I noticed too is one thing I struggle with YouTube is sometimes you'll be like, okay, I want this type of content, and then they'll like find like one person that makes that type of content and then like recommend like 8 videos from the same person. It's like, okay, I've already seen this person. Can you show me the other, 1,500 people that are making this content, or am I just stuck watching one person forever? You know? Because, like, I like watching horror stuff, and there's quite a few people that play that, but, like, I like watching retro stuff, and I just, for the life of me, cannot find a lot of, like, retro YouTubers that aren't just, like, walkthroughs, essentially. They're like, this is how you get through this game. And it's like, that's, oh, Jesus. Physical. I was like... That's probably physical damage. That's our lowest, resistance. So physical damage just does a crap ton of damage to us. But, I don't even remember what that... Was that the beacon one? Which one was that? No, that was a key one. Oh, we still got the key. Oh, because we finished the mission. Oh, interesting. So if you finish it and die, you still get the reward. That's good to know, actually. Keys. This arena keys, yeah. Okay, so sometimes you need to push the objective first, and then you can continue to explore. Yeah, there's a key there, there's a key there, there's a key there. Let's go to this beacon, though. But, yeah, like, I try to find, like, retro streamers and retro, like, YouTubers and stuff, and it's so hard to find, because, like, YouTube pushes what's popular, and Twitch, there's so many people streaming that, like, it's just hard to find someone that you would vibe with, you know, when it comes to that stuff. Okay, do that. Okay, you're not poison. You're not poison, that's good. Summon you, and then we need volatile zombies. Okay, 2 vanguards. We got some pretty lucky spawns, honestly, on those vanguards. Got really early. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, it's the stupid teleporting snake people. These people always kick our butt because they just get behind our minion wall and then, like that. Okay. Switch this. But yeah, it's kind of hard. And the thing is, too, like, retro is such a big category. Some people will be like, ah, I play, like, Super Mario 64, and, like, that's the only retro game they play. And I'm like, that's cool. Not what I want to watch, but that's cool, you know? So, because the category is so broad, it's just hard to find that. Now, there are a lot of people that play, like, the retro, especially, like, horror classics So there's a lot of people that play like Silent Hill and Resident Evil and you know, stuff like that, but outside of those, it's been kind of hard to find people that are like playing in 64 games or Super Nintendo games and stuff like that. Also, outside of speedruns, it's another subcategory that I do enjoy watching speedruns, but like when I'm looking for some retro content, I'm not looking always for speedruns. So I know I'm gonna get clobbered by that one. Okay, so that one's done. So now we can go over the bonus stability and we don't have to worry about anything. But obviously I'm always up for recommendations of other streamers and YouTubers and stuff that people like watching. So I like giving people a shot, you know. You never know who you're gonna enjoy watching until you start watching them. Of course, that goes in both ways. Sometimes you don't know you're not gonna like someone until you start watching them, but that is unfortunately the way that works. Either you like the content or you don't like the content, right? Like, I think the one thing that like I guess that irritates me about that is like people take. Now, some people are very bad at very bad at kind of wording it. Some people take it personal when someone's like, "Oh yeah, I don't like that content." It's like, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't like the person. That just means that that content doesn't really vibe with them. And some people take that real personal content creator spaces. They're like, "Oh, you don't like my content?" It's like, no. But it has nothing to do with you. I'm sure you're, you know, an okay person. Like, I've seen that a lot, where people get very upset when someone doesn't like their content. Now, I get why that happens. You know, when someone says they don't like something you've created, it's easy to take offense to that. But, like, you have to remember that, like, you're creating something creative, which means that there is just going to be people that do not like the creative thing you've created. Like, that's just how it works, right? Whether it's an art piece or a movie or a show or, you know, a YouTube video or a stream, right? There's just going to be people that don't like that kind of stuff, and that's fine, you know? It's just not to take it personally. Now, some people, they phrase it personally like, this sucks, or this video's bad, or this stream is awful, you know, like the way some people word it is not great, mainly because they don't understand how to have a little bit of tact when it comes to discussing those kinds of things. Those are that's a very important thing to keep in mind whenever you're talking about what's this? Ruby Fang Cleaver. Huh. That's kind of cool. Obviously, again, not for us, but oh, it's a big space. But all right, what do we got in this area? Okay, based on that, we might need to go to the other side of the map. There's nothing really like over here, to be honest. Like the helmets wouldn't be bad, but I'd prefer something else. We might just go this way. It's like there's idols up here. That wouldn't be bad. We could go experience, key, and then idols. But actually, what we're going to do first is we are going to use some of this favor. We almost have 10k favor. So let's go to the observatory and get some prophecies going. Because once we hit 5 favor, I believe we unlock the second lens for all of these. Yeah. So the next level, which we are pretty close to, I think. Yeah, we have 946. Maybe we should wait. Yeah, we're gonna wait till we hit 5 because you get more prophecies when you level up. So where was it at? So yeah, actually we're gonna wait till we hit rank 5 and then we'll come back because then we can get new lenses for all of them, so we can find more of the stuff we're looking for. And plus, you don't lose any progress on this anyway, so like everything we were gonna do. Yeah, so let's go experience, key, and then idols. Because if we can get some more idols with like good resistances and stuff, we might be able to alleviate some of our physical problem. This an arena? No. Okay. Couldn't tell if it was an arena or not. But, I don't know what I got. Oh, that's actually a really good shrine for us. But, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, people and how they approach content and stuff. That's one thing I always try to get across to my students, and I've talked about this before on stream, is just when you're critiquing a piece of creation, whatever that content might be, saying things like this is bad or this sucks is about as unhelpful as you can be, right? Because that doesn't tell you anything. What's more helpful is when you say something like, okay, the colors here seem a little off, or the anatomy of this sculpture is a little inhuman. You know, it seems, you know, something like that. Something that it approaches like specifically what you're having issues with. You know, but you want to do it with some level of decorum, right? Because it's one of those things that, like, if you made the thing that you're critiquing, what would you want people to say about it to you, right? Or how would you want them to phrase it to you? And a lot of times it's not how they end up phrasing it. Also, there's the, you know, long-running joke that everybody's a critic, but like at the end of the day, it's kind of true. You know, everybody has the ability to critique. It's just some people don't approach it very well. But I've also mentioned too that, like, I don't like the analogy that, like, oh, if you work in content creation, you have to have thick skin. I'm like, no, there's definitely moments where, like, all that does is make it easier for people to bully you. It's like, oh, I can say what I want because they're just gonna take it. It's like, no, that's not how that should work. Right, there's a lot of people that, like, they've run into issues in their community with, where, like, someone's been like a long-time subscriber or a long-time viewer, and then they start saying some, like, really, like, mean or messed up stuff or whatever because they believe they're entitled to say those things, and then people are like, well, I don't want to ban them because, you know, they've been here for a while and all stuff. My response is always just ban them. Just get rid of them. You don't need that negativity in your content. And what killed us? Physical? Fire. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're starting to run into the issues with our build here. Also, we're like really under-leveled for the area. But thankfully, again, we did the objectives, so we still get the rewards. But like, you got to maintain your peace of mind, because the thing is when someone comes into your stream or your video and they see someone saying certain things or treating you a certain way, they go, oh, that's normal to do, so I should do that too, right? And that leads to a whole, you know, set of issues right there. Okay, key. Is this an arena? Let's say, no, just burn fields, okay. So that's why I'm always like, if you have a problem with somebody, you know, especially if you're streaming, you know, just cut it off at the beginning. Don't let it go too far. You know, you gotta preserve your own sanity. And if that means, you know, getting rid of a viewer that's been there for 3 years, then, you know, so be it. But you gotta take care of you above all else. Because, like, without the streamer, there is no stream, right? And just like without the community, there's no stream. So, and if you have someone in your community who's messing up both of those things, why would you want to keep them? You know, it just seems counterintuitive. You know, someone has a negative impact on your community and your health, or your mental health at the very least. Why keep them? You know. It just, it seems like that would be, overall pretty harmful, but, there's also a lot of, like, in content creation, I think there's a lot of entitlement that goes on from a viewer standpoint. They believe, like, oh, I've gifted 500 subs, so I can say or do whatever I want. It's like, that's not how that works. Like, I mean, the analogy, like, it doesn't even work in, like, any real space, right? So say you've been a patron of a specific restaurant for 5 years, right? And then you go in there and you just start, like, you just fire a gun in the air. Right? Start firing a gun in the air. Do you think they're really going to let you come back? Regardless of how long you've been there? You know? It's just... It's weird that people think that content creation works differently than the real world. Because that's basically what you're doing. Like, even if you don't injure anybody, just the fact that you're going in there and, like, disrupting everyone's peace and, you know, causing issues, like... Yeah, that restaurant's not going to keep you, and neither should a content creator. Like, it just, like, let's let's be honest. I don't know. I feel like perspective's important. All right, please take care of this soul spider so it will stop shooting at me. Okay, so that's conquered. Okay, we're gonna continue again. Continue on if we die. So basically what I've realized is we can push the objective and then we can continue on after that to try to get the bonus stability and find other stuff. Just so that we can guarantee our rewards. But now this one's only a key, so it's not really that big of a deal, but... But yeah, I always find it interesting when those situations happen and people are like, oh, I feel bad. You shouldn't. You shouldn't feel bad if someone's coming in and, you know, making your videos or making your stream, you know, unenjoyable for you and especially for others, you know. You don't need that. You don't need that one bit. I don't care if they've given you $5 million. It ain't worth it. Ain't worth it in the slightest. Okay, we're done here. But, again, all of this is just my opinion, my 2 cents. Do what you will with your own content and your own creation and stuff, but... Where's the key? So many shards. Okay. Oh, there's idols. There's 2 sets of idols. Okay, we're gonna hit both of these because I really want to see if we can start getting some better idols. Our idols are not like as high as they could be in like resistances and stuff. So if we can find some better resistance, especially some with like physical resistance. I don't even know if idols could have physical resistance, if I'm honest. I would assume they could have any resistance, but I don't know. Something we'll have to figure out. I just dropped a bunch of idols right there. Okay, before we... Okay, these guys are dropping idols like crazy. Okay, we gotta go back down this way. We gotta destroy the Soul Spire. But yeah, there's... Again, I don't feel like there's ever a need for someone to deal with someone who's trying to take away your peace of mind, regardless of how much they've done for you. Like, that's the thing, is like, if you look at it, again, I think it's because it's from a content creator standpoint, but like, if you think about it, if someone comes up and they're giving you money constantly, and they're doing that so that they can, you know, do whatever they want around you, like, that's just a manipulation tactic, right? That's all that is. It's like, oh, well, now you're indebted to me, so now I can use that to my advantage. It's like, that's just a manipulation tactic, that plain and simple, you know? So, anyone that does, you know, something because they want something in return before they even do the something, they never wanted to help you in the first place. That's my opinion. There's too many people that get caught up in that kind of thing where, you know, they're like, oh, but they've helped me so much. It's like, yeah, but now they're hurting you. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. And there's a difference between, like, you know, someone making a mistake, doing something like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that was, you know, that upset you or something like that, and then being like, no, remember when I gave you $100? Now you're gonna have to drive me around for the next 7 years. Like, no, that's not how that's gonna work. Without me, you wouldn't, you know. People have had those discussions. If you've ever been in those discussions, it's pretty obvious when people are manipulating you. Now, I do think there's a little bit of, like, reciprocity there, but it shouldn't be, you know, at the cost of your peace of mind, right? Are we done with this? No, we still got 2. Okay. You know, like, if someone, you know, has been really helping you out and they're just like, hey, you know, can you help me out, or can we hang out, or something like that, like something simple that doesn't put you, like, in any weird, like, financial or mental stress, I think that's a fine thing to ask. Now, if they're doing that constantly, then you might want to be looking again at whether they're using it as a manipulation tactic. But if it's like, you know, like, hey, you know, I want to hang out, and, you know, it's been a few months since we hung out and, you know, watched a movie, or, you know, got a beer, or whatever, you know, activity you guys would normally do. Like, that to me, that's not manipulation. Manipulation's where it's like, oh, hey, you remember that $100 I gave you? Now you owe me, and here's all the things I want from you. And you're like, no, nah, that's not how this works. That's not how this works, friend. So, but, and again, I think that's the thing, is like, when you realize that that's what's going on. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and sell all the ones that we can't use.
Yes.
So that's this one, this one, this one, and this one. Alright. What's that? Okay.
Take care.
Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. Potion health converted to ward, no. Potion health converted to ward and cold damage, no. Minion crit, no. Minion poison damage. There's physical resist. We could take that. Ward gained on kill. Takes up too many spaces, though. Spell hit, fire resist, necrotic resist, another physical resist. We're really looking for the physical resistance. It's like necrotic and poison we got from our tree, so... Yeah, okay, so necrotic... We have like a poison resist one. No, that's necrotic damage. We might take off some of the minion necrotic damage for more physical resistance. Okay, we're gonna take this one off and put the 8% there. Because that's gonna bump us up. Physical is the only thing we're not maxed on. Poison... We only have the one necrotic. No, we got 2 necrotic, 3 necrotic. Maybe we take the poison damage off, because they... Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of... poison damage, so let's just take the poison one off, and we'll put another... That's necrotic. Put the physical one there, because again, we're trying to get this physical up. Our resistances are trash. Cold. Okay, I think that's it.
Yes.
Oh, I should have looked at those little ones again before doing that. We'll do that in just a second because we can look at them in the buyback. Okay, let's look at this little one. Poison resist. Minion poison, necrotic, minion poison, poison, necrotic. Okay, cool. Keys. I think this is another arena key. Oop. Okay, let's see what we get out of here. But, yeah, alright. More idols. So we can get up... It looks like... We'll have to check the idol. I think it looks like we can get up to 8% physical resist from... Let's see. Yeah, 8% looks to be the highest you can get for one of these. Like, the first one, but, like, the physical resist we really need. Where was that other one? I want to kind of put them together so we can know where our resistances are. So let's put this and this. That puts those next to each other. Physical resist. I know we had like another resistance one. Guess not. Physical. Chronic. Oh, it was this one that... I'm trying to like put physical, physical, physical. That's all physical. Physical, necrotic, elemental resist, necrotic. So both of the necrotics are right there, and then there's those. Okay. But, again, like I said, everything I'm saying is my opinion. You know, handle situations as you will. But here, my mantra has been the same since we've started full-time streaming. The thing you need to do most is be kind. That also means to yourself. I think that's the one thing that I notice a lot of people forget is they're not kind to themselves. They'll be nice to everybody else, but they won't be nice to themselves. And sometimes it's hard. I understand, believe me. But being kind to yourself is also very, very important. We got here. Okay, we already have those. I don't think they had legendary potential on them either. No. Okay, well that one was pretty easy. Get a bunch of idols off of this, and then see if we can do any more replacements.
That is too much.
You have too many idols.
That is too much.
Okay.
Yes.
Sell the ones we can't use, which is actually a good amount of these, to be honest. Oh, there was another one.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
Take care.
Pick up these last few idols. Okay. Doesn't look like we can use any of the latest ones we picked up. Okay. Void minion damage. Physical resist 4. Okay, so that's a 1% upgrade. Minion physical damage 12. Okay. Poison damage. Minion physical damage 4. Physical resist 6. Okay. So starting to climb there. I'm wondering if we shouldn't get rid of these necrotic damage ones, but I'm not sure. Can't use that one. Can't use any of those. This one, I need void damage. I'm gonna have a minion that does void damage. Elemental resist. Okay, chance to shock on hit. This is one more elemental resist. Might as well, right?
Yes.
Eke out a little bit more of the... more of that. Let's see. Next one. Wait, do we not have a pair of these boots? Thought we did. Yeah, there they are. Okay, let's compare the two. Higher roll, lower roll. Okay, this is like significantly better freeze rate, so...
Yes.
Oop. There we go.
Take care.
Alright, let's see what's in the chest. Shattering, that's fine. Okay, how close are we? We need 400 stability to get to the last one. We're at 370. Did we level up? We did. Okay, so before we go any further, let's go to the observatory and get some new lenses and see what we got. Okay.
I was just on my way to amend a record.
We also have these. We haven't tried throwing our hat in the ring with one of these, but okay, so let's see. Let's get one of these. We need boots. I think we already have a relic. Let's check. Let's check what we have. Okay, so we've got keys. This goes... I don't think that goes to this one. Yeah, chest armor and boots. So we have keys. It's rings. Okay. Rings and those. Okay. So I want to get the lenses first.
Yes. I was just on my way to amend.
Okay. So we have catalysts. Trying to think. I guess wands would probably be the best for that. Let's do relics. This one, I think we have keys. What are these called? They're Terran idols. So let's see. Can we find... Humble, Gonian, small idols, adorned, huge idols, glyphs, ornate idols, stout, grand. What are these? They're small idols. I guess we don't need small. We could do... Yeah, these go up to 17. Okay, so that's max void resist on that one. So I guess... Humble idols? Maybe? I know one of those said humble. Huge, ornate, small idols, humble idols. We'll grab that one. Okay, and then I think we already did that, so let's put all these lenses in and then see what we got. Okay, you are this one. Okay. We already have the boots. Let's put that one in. And then finally that one. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Unique quiver. Exalted offhand catalyst. Why is that one shining? It's very interesting. That one's like glowing in a weird way, but yeah, siege golems, 5 siege golems for exalted catalyst. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, those are just the ones I guess it rolls weird. You could do more of these, but the unique ones have been basically the same. Well, might as well. Okay, so let's look into another one, see what we got. Unique jewelry, but we'd have to do light arbor. Okay, if we do arena once, we can get 3 set jewelry. So we're gonna grab that one. That one's pretty cheap. So we can do one arena just to see what arena's like. Temporal Sanctum. We only have to kill a rare enemy in Temporal Sanctum. We don't have to finish it. Yeah, let's grab that one. Okay, we don't have... Deaths of Diamond Matron. I don't even know what that is. Shade of Orobus. Okay, so yeah, it is just a shade of that. Okay, we have that 2,600. Okay, nothing there. What about up here? Set helmet, exalted body armor, unique body armor, Reign of Dragons. Okay, we're about to do this one. Ooh, do we want the 4 unique armor? We could go back and do the Empire one. Ooh, this is a toss-up. We can either go 3 set helmets. I don't think we want set helmets. We are about to do this one, but I think this one's better. So we're going to grab that one. Okay. So now we've got our new prophecies. Let's go do one arena. Where is the arena? Ruined. Imperial. Arena. I have no idea where the arena is. Divine. Isle of Storms. Nope. Farwood. Nope. Ah, here it is. Okay. It's right here, so we need to go this way. Alright. Let's go to the arena. Let's check out the arena, see what the arena's like. I've never been there. We've got a thing that'll give us, I don't know, I think it's like a unique jewelry or something like that. Let's check real quick. Reset jewelry. Why not, right? Might as well. And it shouldn't take us super long to get there. Okay. And given where this is at, they should be pretty pretty low level in the first arena, I would assume. Okay. So we need to go this way, and then we'll need to I think we got one other direction. Yeah. We got one other direction to go. Oh, a lot of them all in one place. Open sesame. Go. Okay, there's a waypoint down here, so I'm guessing this is probably where the arena's at. Yes? No? Maybe? Guess not. Ah, here it is. Okay. So the waypoint's not far from the arena, but it's also not, like, on the arena. Okay. And they should have a chest, a waypoint, and probably an NPC here. Because... yeah. Oh, they have a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, this is where the training dummies are. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I was wondering if they had those in the game. I hadn't seen any. So this is where you can come test out your builds and stuff. Okay, so let's grab one of our arena keys, because I know we're going to need one. That's cool. I like... and they have, like, different, like... there's a 3-stack, there's a single stack, there's a big, like, AoE stack right here. Like, that's cool. I like that. They do have the training dummies. Okay. They also have a person you can respec from here.
Hello, traveler.
So if you,
Do not dwell on regrets.
so if you were like, that point's not working, let me use that point somewhere else, you could do that. Endless arena. Each attempt in the arena requires a key. Dying or leaving, okay, through a portal fails the attempt. Tier 1, level 50. Fight through 40 waves of monsters. Oh. To earn a spot on the leaderboard. Scales your character up to 100 over the first 80 waves. Okay, so let's do the first arena, because that's what we have to do. So 40 waves, that's what we're looking at. We have to beat 40 waves in order to get, I'm guessing, to the arena champion. Okay. Yeah, defeat waves until the champion arrives. Got it. It should be pretty easy. Okay, and then up at the top right there, right next to where it says Ancient Arena. It tells you what wave you're on. Five ways. Collect your loot and pass on. Okay. Legacy of the Quiet Forest. Huh. Oh, and then you can put it away. That's cool. That's awfully nice of them. Okay, continue. Attempt harder waves. Guess we can just stand here. I mean, they seem to be coming from, like, random locations, so... Okay, so after we do this wave, is it gonna give us another, like, congratulations, or is it gonna do it at 15? Okay, so every 5 waves, collect your loot. I don't see my loot. I guess that's what was here. I accidentally already crushed it. So, oh, here we go. Additional idols. Additional affix. Let's go with idols. Oh, it's changing arenas too. Okay. Nice. So every 5 we get a reward, and every 10 it looks like we change arenas. So again, this is our first time doing an arena, so this is all just a feeling out period. Okay, where does it drop our loot for here? I'm guessing it's going to be near the center here. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. Okay, nothing right home about. Harder waves. Oh, there's a shrine back here. The shrine. Damage reflection. We'll take it. Why not? Will help us do a little bit more damage. Okay. This is wave 20. So there's got to be like another thing around here somewhere. Okay. Loot. Okay. Loot collected. Continue. Harder waves. Temporal Sanctum Key or Glyphs? I think we're fine on Temporal Sanctum Keys. Oh, wow. That super jumps you up, though. We're just going to go with Glyphs. We don't need more Sanctum Keys. We get plenty of keys from the Echoes. So, I'm good with that. Okay, we got a shrine up here. This one. Not duration. Not one of the better ones for us, but... Oh, there they are. Get them. I love sending our minions after stuff. You just see them like go running full speed towards a group of monsters. Immune to stun effects. It's funny. We have a stun shrine and they were like, nah, you're not gonna stun me, man. You die. Holding up my waves. Okay, and the boxes are here. Okay. Nothing. I'm not expecting to get a whole lot from this, just because it's a level 50 thing. Okay, that's garbage. We're not gonna keep that. But we needed to... One, we needed to check out what the arena was like, and two, we have a prophecy that we can fulfill here, so... Okay. Where is... someone else around here somewhere. There they are. They're just super slow. Alright, and this is wave 30. Okay, you guys go back over there. Now, where are the enemies at? Not over here. There they are. Okay, and then there's our reward. 16% physical damage. Actually, that it's 17, so it's better than that one and that one. Vitality. Let's do that. This is 13. This is 13. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Continue. 10-parter waves. Okay. Drops a unique item. Wow. Big boost if they do that, though. We're going to do that. Why not? Unique item. We'll shoot for it. These are the last 10 waves anyways, so... Shouldn't be too hard. Wow, this is a really condensed arena. I want to make sure this last arena is, like, quick. Yeah, we almost wiped through 5 waves. In the time it took for, like, 1 wave on the last map. Oh, you don't get anything on wave 35. Interesting. Okay, so the last 10 waves are just the last 10 waves. Okay. That's interesting. Varian the Arsenal. Oof. Yeah, don't shoot me, man. Fight the minions. Okay, yeah, so here we go. Reset rings. Boots, gloves, chaos, what is this? Nope. Nope, neither one of those are good. Collect desired loot from champion before moving on. Okay. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. It would suck that the guy was shooting through and hitting us, but... Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so what is this ring? Armor for totems. Health regen for totem. Okay, so that's the totem one. We already have these rings. What are these boots? Increased damage per movement speed. Okay. Your next movement deals more damage, 10 to all resistances, and 99 armor. Huh. That's kind of cool. What about these? The claws, chance to poison on throwing hit, throwing critical strike, 2 projectiles with, okay. So not anything for us. How is our void resist? If I take off this, can I put this in its place? Like, we're not maxed out on void resist, but anymore, but it's not bad. Okay, so what does a level 2 arena? I just wanted to check level 2, but I guess I can't do that. Okay. So, set, we're gonna keep this ring. Is this gonna go with this one? Does it not tell you what sets each of them are? Like, that's health gain on stun. Health gain on stun, okay. Okay, so yeah, they are named the same thing. So this is Last Bear, Pebbles. 40 minion damage, doesn't give us any health though. What is this one? 40 minion damage, but also doesn't give minion health. Okay, so we don't have... Oh yeah, we do. We got Faribor's Chisel, which is Totem, and Faribor's... Okay, so that's the set. There's only 2, and it's the dagger and the ring. Okay, that's interesting. So that's a totem set right there, but that's a high level totem set. That's a 71 and 72. So that's like in the game totem set. Uniques 2. I know we don't have these boots. I don't know if we have those gloves actually. Do we have a pair of these gloves? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. And yes, I know I don't have to keep all this stuff. I just like to. Okay. Let's go idols. I'm gonna keep this one. Okay. Alright, so that is that done. Fallen Empire. Temporal Sanctum. Exiled Mage. We have to kill 3 of those to get a unique wand, it looks like. Yeah. Age of Winter, we still haven't got to. Deaths of Void Horror. I think this is bugged. Because it says 6 Deaths of Void Horror, and we've definitely killed a lot of Void Horrors. But... okay, we're not going to get that one because we don't have Corruption on that yet. I think we're going to get rid of this one, unfortunately, because we just can't do Lagon. Lagon is one boss that's very hard for us to do, so we're going to get rid of that. We could go back to the Fall of the Empire timeline. There's also the Temporal Sanctum. This doesn't matter where we get those. Let's do Temporal Sanctum. Let's do Temporal Sanctum. If I can remember. I really wish there was a... like a place that... ruined... No, ruined is Lightless Arbor. Temporal Sanctum, there it is. Oh, that's where it spits you out. There it is, okay. I really wish they had just a listing on the side, or maybe I missed something, but so just some way I could just go directly to dungeons instead of having to memorize where they are on the map. Oh, my nose itches. Okay. Okay. We need a key. Are these Temporal Sanctums? Oh, that's Lightless Arbor. These are Temporal Sanctum keys. Slightly more exalted relics. Yeah, we could go for that. Also, if we had, another ring. Oh yeah, this is this mechanic. I forgot about it. If we could find an exalted ring or something that we could combine with our ring, we could take advantage of the legendary potential. Okay, so that's that prophecy fulfilled. Good. What do we got? Sun Wreath. Not for us. Bleeding Heart. No. 100% potion converted to ward. Have no health, leech, no life, health regen, physical damage, all at full health. No. Just, nah. Okay. No. That'll be helpful. I don't know what that shrine was. Oh, it's that one. Poison damage. Also, let's see if we can get our... You guys go take care of them real quick. I also want to add another thing to this. No. Add condition. Item type. Rings. Subtype. Huh. Okay. No, if they're rings, they'll also show up. You know, I think we can get some more damage out of this build. I think we might need to do some respecking. Okay, what is this door? Okay, it only exists in this world. What is this? More exalted weapons? Eh. Okay, so after we get done with this thing, I think we're gonna do some like reworks of our skills. Maybe not skills, but like our passive tree. Because I think I took some, like, necrotic nodes that might actually be better as something else. Okay, Jesus Christ. You guys take out that Gorgon, please. This. Just making sure we're not missing out on any rings. I want to make sure our loot filter is working properly. Okay, what is this door? Okay, this door is exalted rings. Yes. Perfect. That's exactly what we need.
only one explanation.
Okay, no. Not that way.
Destroy them. Fighting me. For this.
Damage reflection. Oof. That was like a army of skeletal or snake people. Skeletal people. Okay. Oh, that actually had pretty good minion damage on it. Only had physical resist. No, we'll keep that. Might be able to make a good belt out of it or something later on. Okay, so we can go this way. Let's grab this. Yeah, but what I'm thinking is I remember there was something in the skill tree that gave them more, like, attack, or, like, damage pen.
Finally, I will have its power.
And I think we might be able to eke out some more damage for these guys. Through that. Amulet. Okay. Ooh, transfer all those. Can we go through here? We can. Okay, what is this door? Exalted jewelry. Okay, that's a pretty solid one, because again, we're looking for rings to use for the legendary potential. Okay, and this one is idols. Yeah, let's go with the jewelry. Just because, like, if we can get an exalted ring that's really good, we could potentially use that legendary potential in this ring to get, like, minion damage or something on it, which would make it very helpful. Okay. I don't remember. Is it just the 2 doors and then the boss? Yeah, okay. Proceed. Belted jewelry, belted rings, belted relics, yeah.
The Epoch. I will have it.
Okay. So we have to go here. Gotta wait.
Escape.
She shows up here. We get out of the void. And we just play Ring Around the Rosie, basically. Oh god. That's gonna hurt. Yep. Immune to the ruined era.
Impossible.
God, I hate these. Hate these, or oh. What was hitting me? Frigid Tide. I didn't see anything. Oh, that's so irritating. There was literally nothing. I just kept getting hit. Oh, man. Well, that sucks. I mean, we got the prophecy done, which was the reason we went in there, but... Okay. Alright. So, Reign of Dragons... Did we do enough to do this quest? I don't remember. Oh yeah, we were gonna respec. Let's go do that real quick. I think we can do that at the end of time. Because I think we could really use some points elsewhere. And I wanna see if we can. Okay.
Hello, traveler.
Respecialized mastery. Okay. So let's see. We want to keep those. Okay, so we need to keep that. I mean, attack speed. Okay. Minion health. Okay. What is this? Minion damage. Okay. What about here? Let's see, there is... Where's it at? Is it this one? Yeah. Physical penetration, right? And if we look... Penetrations. This is how it works. Penetrations subtract from resistances, causing a source of damage to deal more damage. Penetrations apply after resistances are capped to 75 and can reduce resistances to negative values. They're already doing armor shred. But this would allow them, I think, a little bit more damage. Where did it go? A little bit more damage. All enemies gain penetration per area level up to a maximum of 75. With less 70, will go beyond the increase due. Yeah. So there's that. We need those. Those are resistances for stuff. Trying to see. Okay, let's look through here. You have additional health, and when you use a potion... Okay, so that's when we heal. We make them basically the same thing as this. Health, armor, reflected. Maybe. Never use a minion skill. We're not doing that. There's a little bit of damage per point there. There's critical strike chance here. That would go up by 50%. Chill chance and cold is not really a thing. No, okay. And then let's look in these trees. I don't really think there's anything No, that's not it. Intelligence. That's our damage. Yeah, so it's just going to be in these two trees. What does this one do? Give additional, and whenever you kill an enemy, you have a chance to inflict poison. No. Like, we could give them increased physical per point, right? And their bleeds would last longer. But I think this would be better, right? Because it would give them penetration. So they would basically ignore... Yeah, I think... How many points we got? We got 4, yeah. So we're gonna... Oh, I did not mean to respec that. Oops. Skills. Nope, passive. There we go. There we go. So now they have 25%. So I'm wondering if that's not going to help their damage go up. And then, where was the other one? It was... Is it this one? No. There's another one we were looking at. Product fire damage. I think it was this one. Physical, 5% per point. So we could start working on that one as well. Yeah. So yeah, so we'll start working on this one here on our next level. Okay, so that. Do those. Nope, don't want one of those. Go. Summon you, and then this. Okay. Now let's go back. Okay, how close are we to doing this storyline? Okay, we still need a little bit more. I think. We just go a different direction now. There's not a lot this way. I guess we could go this way. So let's see if we were able to get a little bit more damage out of them. Now, of course, that's not gonna really take hold until we get the vanguards set up, but Jesus Christ. It's taking forever to get these vanguards. That's 2. There's 3. Okay, perfect. Okay, well, let's... Okay, that wasn't super long. Let me grab that because I don't know if that said minions or not. They seem to be critting more. I'm not sure why that's happening. I didn't think physical pen had anything to do with crit. Okay. Let's try to get this bonus stability, because I think if we do the bonus stability of this place, we'll be able to do the quests. Okay, well apparently everybody wanted to come rock and roll over here. Can't tell if it's really more damage. It seems to be a bit faster, but it's not super obvious. It'll really come down to when we fight the boss if that's gonna be worth the time or the investment there. And we know every level up that we get that extra physical damage is going to be an increase in their damage as well. We've maxed it out. I wanted to grab this shrine just in case it was like a money or a fixed shard shrine, but it wasn't, so... Okay, throw you guys over there. Okay. So we maxed that one out. I think that should be enough. I think that should be enough for us to do the quest. Shard. Oh, we need to put some stuff away. Exalted. I'm going to put this belt away for now. Okay, this needs to be broken down. Would be level 80 for this one. So, in one level, we could use this. I think we should upgrade this, to be honest. Critical strike avoidance is kind of a garbage thing, but... Okay. You were going to shatter. You are not. Okay. I want... This one has a chance to seal an effects instead of upgrading it. You have to be 80. Okay. Fine. Be like that. Okay. Uniques... Actually, does Uniques 1 still have room for one? Yeah. But you, and you there.
Yes.
Physical spell. Okay, yeah. Okay. And we'll leave this one in the forge. Again, we're like one level out from that. Ooh, there's a unique set sword or dagger. We need we're at 420. We need 400. I think I'm gonna go to this one. Well, actually, we don't. Do we? We don't lose our position, but we lose the stability. So actually, we can just hold off on that. The only way that the tree resets is if you do the corruption thing. So Talk to the shaman.
Yes?
Give it to me.
Eterra's grace be with you.
Oof. Alright, we're going to have to play a little bit careful here. They are surrounding us. Oh, it's a dead end. That's a dead end. Guess we gotta go this way. Well, there's certainly a path this way. Lightless Arbor Key. Oof. Painful. Okay. Yeah, we might be meeting our match here. Yeah, because we're gonna have to. Okay, that's bugged. I was gonna say that shouldn't actually exist. We didn't do a thing, so. Okay, let's try that again. Yikes. Yeah, like I said, I think there's two major flaws with this build specifically, and that's we don't have many defenses. Like if they do AoEs and we're stuck in them, we basically just die. And we don't have any traversal moves, so we can't get out of stuff very easily. So also having to get your vanguards back is a little annoying as well. So I don't think that's a fatal flaw with the build, but it's definitely an annoyance with the build. Yeah, like that right there. I was caught between two groups of enemies, both dropping AoEs near me. It's probably not a great place to be. Ideally, we'll be far away from the fight as we can be, but still gotta be close enough to tell our minions where to go and buff them. Oh. Gonna be fun. Again, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. A bunch of enemies popping up right behind me. Beat the temple guardians. Is there another guardian around here? Tornado. Okay, that's a dead end. I'm very curious, like, which minion builds are more, like, have considerably more defense. Because it feels like sometimes builds, like, the trade-off is they do more damage, but they take... Okay, this must be the other Guardian. But they take a lot of damage, or they do less damage, but they don't take as much damage, right? So, very curious. Okay, I do not want to be in the middle of that when that goes off, thanks. This should be...
What brings you here?
Okay. Because, like, I feel like the one thing I've noticed with minions is there's just... Unless there's a unique or like a set or something that I don't know about, there's not a lot of ways to keep ourselves safe, right? We can't build ward, because as far as I know, there's not like a ward on hit for our skeletons. I guess there's the ward when you summon stuff, and if you do like the like explosive minions. Oh, cool, we got ice dragons. This is totally gonna end well. You guys all attack the same one, please. Great. I'm just gonna, you know, not be anywhere near those things. Definitely not near that. Oh, he's specifically aiming for me. Great. Love that. Oh, what is this? Ghost Maker. Huh. What are we doing here? Storm eggs. Okay. Thankfully that one was pretty short and sweet. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna probably do some research on minion builds after, probably after tomorrow's stream. Just to see, like, what's doing well, how are they staying, like, defended, like, face the Emperor of Corpses. Oh, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good at all. Okay, and I don't have a traversal skill to get out of that with. Yeah, that's what I figured was going to happen. Yeah. One, two. We're not going to worry about the vanguards. Okay, so he starts the fight with a massive explosion. Fun. Means that I need to just send my minions in and stand on the outskirts. Gotta wait for this grace period to go away so that way we can... Yep. That's what we gotta do, and then we gotta come back in. Oh, cool. He's got AoEs for days. Gotta love it. Okay, I'm gonna move back to the outskirts, just in case. Okay, I didn't even get an indicator that that was happening. Yeah, I don't... See, that's the second time we fought a boss and there was no indication that they were doing something. Because we were getting hit by those waves by that dungeon boss. And there was nothing telling us that those waves were coming. So not only do I need to stay away from him, I gotta stay away from the front of him. We don't want that. Definitely don't want two of them. There we go. Alright, let's try this again, because we were doing fine damage. Like, I think we can take the fight. It's just gonna basically be playing keep away from the AoEs. So I need to get to the back side of him, basically. Okay. So we need to send our minions in, buff them, send them to beat him up, stay out here, and then come back in and avoid these, buff our minions again, and stay relatively behind him. I don't know if he has like a tail slash. Oh god, we're gonna die here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Please target the corpses. Emperor there. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Oof. That was close. Okay, he's got a little blood thing on the ground that... Okay. Oof. Ugh. All resistances, why not? That one was rough. Did he drop? Dragon Flame Edict. Minion fire, damage reflected to target location, Dragon Flame Nova when you use a minion skill. Okay. Whatever that means. Okay. Okay. Oof. That was not easy. But that's what I'm saying, right? Like, right there was a perfect example of, like, if we had any survivability or traversal, that would have been significantly easier. Okay, so we've unlocked the last areas here. I didn't think we were going to unlock them all at the same time, but, you know, I'll take it. Okay. So, but they're level 90. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. See, now I'm kind of torn, because on one hand, we could do another day of this tomorrow, but I don't know. I think this might be a good stopping point, because, like, I think if we try to do any of these, they're level 90, we're level 79. I think we're just gonna get destroyed if we try to do that. Oh, we can't go that way? It says we can. There we go. Little. But yeah, and we've basically made it to the end here, so I think that's a good place to go ahead and call it a stream.